Welcome back to MMA Wizards. In today's video we'll be ranking 10 UFC fighters who are suspiciously jacked and may be taking steroids. Now some of these fighters have already been caught cheating, so we are only going to take into account their physical appearance and determine it from there. At number 10 we have Jon Jones. While he has failed drug tests and is clearly not a rule-abiding citizen, it really isn't very obvious when looking at his physique alone. Only when you read the articles from the time of when he popped can you find out the behind-the-scenes details. Jon tried his best to convince the UFC that this was a mistake, but still ended up getting suspended for the illegal substances in his system. So even though Jon was clearly popped, it is still fair to put him at number 10. Number 9 has to go to the last titty bender, Israel Adesanya. This one just explains itself. How does a 30-year-old peak athlete randomly grow a breast from enjoying some of the good green herb? Weird, huh? Well, this is a clear hormone imbalance, and it wouldn't be surprising if Izzy had taken some sort of PEDs while on his uprise. People will say, oh, but he's skinny, he's not on steroids. Well, what's even weirder about this is the inconsistency in its appearance. Sometimes his boob is more inflamed than others. At the end of the day, this is just weird, but there is no evidence to suggest that he takes PEDs, so Izzy is going at number 9. At number 8, this may shock a few, but we have to question Figgy just based off his weight cut and shreddedness. He's not like a huge guy, but it is definitely suspicious how he dropped the weight so many times and still performed at the highest level. It was even found out later on that he was cutting weight equivalently to chopping an entire leg off. That is just wild, and it's crazy to see how he got that low and still took a hell of a shot. And he just has a crazy physique in general, which puts him up there on this list, because it's hard to believe that this was done naturally. Number 7 is the absolutely terrifying Tyron Woodley. He's never failed a drug test somehow, but he is just absolutely jacked. It would not be surprising, however, if he has taken a PED once in his life. The guy definitely looks sauced up, but we can't prove that since he's tested clean every time. Number 6 goes to Mike Chandler, who just looks like a tank of a man. There is no way Mike is 100% natural, he is just built different. And for the way he trains, he looks more like a bodybuilder than a fighter. It's weird, but that can play into his advantage. Recently it hasn't, and it leads to him gassing out, but either way he's got a great build. Anyway, moving on to number 5, we got TRT Vitor in the house. This dude was an absolute freak, and when he got off testosterone replacement therapy, his body took a massive spike down. Vitor has failed a number of drug tests, and post-USADA this guy just completely different. He went from a 30-year-old looking guy to a 45-year-old real quick. Now, on to number 4, which is Kamaru Usman. There is absolutely nothing about this guy that's natural. From the failing knees to HGH gut and acne all over, there is something definitely suspicious about Usman, especially considering his age and declining knee support. Somehow he maintains this physique while not being able to walk on concrete. Suspicious? I think yes. A guy even more jacked takes the 3rd place, and that is Paulo Costa. His secret juice is the key to this physique, and it's a mystery how this guy hasn't popped yet. He just looks like an absolute monster, and the chances of this being natty is very slim. Perhaps he just has the greatest genetics known to man, but more realistically, he probably has tainted his secret juice with the real juice. Taking 2nd place is not a surprise. Brock Lesnar is definitely on steroids and has been for a while. He popped back when he fought Mark Hunt, and it's safe to say nobody was shocked. As the great Joey Diaz once said, he's taking shit that makes your fucking head grow. But jokes aside, he definitely takes 2nd place for biggest juice head in the UFC. He literally looks like the Incredible Hulk right here, that's just insane. This man though takes 1st place. Enough said. But really, at one point this guy tested 14-to-1 testosterone levels, and he is the only man able to rival Brock and Francis' level of size. This man is just an absolute Terminator.